Hey everyone. Hi, this is Samrat here. I'm the co-chair of Technical Steering Committee at Baseline Protocol. I bring you the Baseline Show every Saturday. I used to bring you the Baseline Show from India every Saturday, which is the official office hours of Baseline Protocol. Since last week, actually, this is the first week of the changed timing. So last week we announced that we will be changing the time of the Baseline Show, and here we are in a new time at a new time, which is Thursdays at 6 p.m. So this has been done. This change has been done. So today I will be alone. We don't have a guest because we changed the schedule of the show and we had a roster. So we are talking to all the guests and inviting them one at a time. So today I'll be talking about the show, how people can get involved, the enablement decks, and also some updates from the community. So here I am. Um, so let's go. Generally, we have Mark Haddle also joining in, but since again the schedule has changed, so I don't, there's no pressure. I have, although I reached out to Mark and let's see, he may join us within, while we are doing this show. So today's show is important. Today's show is special because this is the first time we're doing it on Thursday at 6 p.m. Um, extremely bold move in my opinion, because we've now moved into the work week, which also means that we are now people can spare some time out of their work day and get involved with the baseline community, watch us live, participate in the conversations which are happening on the baseline show. This show is dedicated to the Indian community, and as you see, as you may also be noticing from the past few weeks or months, that a lot of interest has been garnered from the Indian community in companies. Banks are talking about it. Huge infra companies are talking about it. Um Tons of crypto players also. Of course, crypto is now a very emerging field in India. A lot of companies are working on. So tons of crypto players are also talking about baselining. Um, and we are in active conversations. So you will hear a lot of uh, cool new announcements very soon. A quick recap of the last week's episode. So we had three amazing engineers from Consensus Baseline Labs, and they walked us through Keith, Yoav, and Mark. Uh, they walked us through a case study for Tesla supply chain, how they could use baselining for Tesla supply chain. Now, of course, that was a hypothetical case study, but extremely important one, very powerful use cases of baselining we discussed on the last week's show. Do check it out. I will post a link um, to this to the previous week's show on this show. The second update, very important one. Of course, a lot of you join us each week, so I keep posting these updates. Um, Again and again. We recently upgraded our website, so go to baseline-protocol.org. If you've not already checked it out, do check out the new look of the websites. It's very functional, very available. There's a section for get involved, uh, where you can start contributing. You join our Slack groups, and all our social media handles are also there. You can also go to there's also a new and upcoming section called Get Baseline. That's important for companies who would want to get baseline today and in future. And our sponsors, kudos to the sponsors. The sponsors of Baseline Protocol, they're going to get a chance to work with the companies who click that button of Get Baseline. So that's about the new website. There's tons of outreach effort which is being put now to talk to companies, to talk about various industries and the use cases where baseline will fit in, and what all implementation models could be explored for baselining systems of record, be it small or large, or very large companies. So that's also in the works. If Mark was here, he would have spoken at length about all the outreach initiatives that he's been running within the group, dedicated for outreach. Um, so what I also decided to do today, since we were not getting a dedicated guest, and please note, since starting this week, we're also reducing the length of the show so that we can fit into people's workday. So this is part of moving into the workday, that now it's not a weekend thing anymore, so people are busy. And that is why we're also reducing the duration of the show a little bit. We're not reducing it like a big chunk. Okay, hey Tom, thanks for your comment. Tell me a little more about this person. I hope you're watching me and listening to my comment. You've mentioned John Shahidi. Okay, I'll just post it here. Yeah. So yeah, definitely with the community's support, we are always looking for speaker recommendations. So of course, your recommendations on speakers and topics to be discussed on Baseline Show are most welcome. Your questions are also welcome. So we now have a ask me anything form. You can just go to the website, fill in the ask me anything form at any point in time. So you can also ask questions in public via our Slack channel, and you can also go ask questions via the ask me anything form, and we can take it up when we have our TSC meetings or our baseline shows on Wednesdays, which is the global show, or Thursdays, which is the India show. So yeah, kudos. That's also very very important effort that we're running. What I'll do is I will use today's opportunity to walk through the community member starter kit. This is a starter kit for anybody who joins the baseline community. This will get you up to speed with whatever has happened so far, and how you can participate and get involved and contribute to baselining. So I'm just going to share my screen, and then we'll get started. Okay, there we are. So, yeah. So again, very impressive work done by Sonal to put together this amazing deck. We have John and I. We enjoy welcoming new members to the community, and that's what we've done here as well. We've given our messages for the new members joining our community. Here is your introduction of Baseline Protocol. It was announced very recently. Baseline Protocol turned 2 years old. It was announced on March 4th, 2020. And the founding partners were, as you all may know by now, ENY, Consensus, and Microsoft. That's how it all started. But where it is, how's it going? We now have 15 official sponsors, and I know at least a couple of them who are not showing up here right now because of the paperwork going on. But the most recent one being SAP, who joined in. Of course, SAP was contributing since the beginning. A lot of the work was being done by SAP engineers, but they recently joined us as official sponsors, and they announced to go public with this. What is baseline? But so any very important definition given here. Baseline is a set of tools and libraries that enables enterprises to synchronize complex multi-party business processes with privacy to verify that data is synchronized between counterparties or prove certain attributes to that data. So you're not sharing your live data. You're not sharing your data with counterparties, with actually anybody's. So in a zero trust way, you have synchronized your systems. Now that's the power of baseline protocol, which is available to everybody because this is open source. This is being developed and delivered by the with the power of the community, the developer community behind it. So extremely important thing to note here. It is an open standard being developed uh, under Oasis Open and EEA Community Projects program. So EEA Community Projects, you may know it was earlier known by a different name, but then it got rebranded to EEA Community Projects program. So that's about the starting and the definition of baselining. uh, you can also see that there are some amazing names from the technology world who are already there as founders or as supporters. What that tells you is that this is really key. This is going to make it big in the industry. It's here to stay. So I feel really privileged to be talking to people uh, uh, from these companies who come together, put in their collective intelligence while creating things for baselining. So really cool stuff. Great minds coming together to create the baseline protocol. And of course, when we go out, when we, Mark and I and others in the community, when we go out and pitch baselining to other companies, we are literally standing on the shoulder of giants. That's what Mark Atwood says a lot of times. Standing on the shoulder of giants, when we talk about these companies, we show these logos. These are they really make a difference. They bring in a lot of legitimacy to the entire effort. Now this one shows a little bit about the teams that we have, the large teams which are currently working on developing the protocol and taking it to the market. There's of course very important at the core of everything, and that's why it's called the core devs team. So core devs, a very important team. They're currently working on a lot of blips. Um the technical steering committee approves the blips which the core devs are going to work on, and then they start. Uh, they just. I just love the way this team has come together. It's now 50 plus core devs working on creating some amazing tech within baseline protocol. There's also a weekly cadence, as you can see here. There's the cadence is also mentioned on top of these slides. So whichever role you want to assume within baseline protocol, you're welcome to join one of these groups and start contributing, or just keep listening. Just keep listening, just be part of the community and just see what's happening. So wherever you can fit in baselining, when the time is right, approach one of us. You can talk to me, very highly approachable on LinkedIn and WhatsApp as well. So yeah, any of us is happy to take you through this journey when you're ready. Then there is outreach team. Of course, as anything, you could have the best of innovations, but if they don't go to the right tables for discussion, if they don't go through the right doors, then they are good for nothing. So that's why we have a solid outreach team. Our partners, our I must say, our sponsors are doing a great job at providing us a big support on the outreach team as well. So that is something which is really key. So if you are from that background, please do not hesitate. This is not only for techies. This can also be for marketing people, communications people, and come in and contribute here as well. And of course, the standards team, very technically sound and alive, so to say, team, if I may call it. They are the ones responsible for creating one of the fastest standard, as Oasis guys describe it, which is the baseline protocol. It is currently under ratification. Very soon, it will be a standard which we can take to market and we can go public with. There's also a recurring cadence for the standards team as well. So feel free to sign up for any or all of these calls and pick and choose what you want to do in the community. So how exactly is this open source community currently operational? This new slide shows us that. So there is Oasis, of course, the standards body at the top layer of everything, which employs key personnel and resources to manage the baseline protocol as a project. Within the Ethereum Oasis project. So that's the erstwhile name of Ethereum Oasis projects, which is now called EEA Community Projects. Then there is Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. So EEA provides the guidance, support, protocols, resources for creating the protocol and going to market with it. There is a technical steering committee. It is an elected body within the community, which takes care of all technology and roadmap decisions for the protocol, where it is going, how are we doing it, when are we doing things. So everything is taken care by the technical steering committee. By the way, the TSC has been extremely busy since the past month, especially with support from Sonal, who's done a great job at collecting all inputs from various TSC members and then putting them together, consolidating to create a whole roadmap. So we recently concluded a meeting, a very large marathon meeting, just to make sure that we have discussed all points which could potentially go in the roadmap for this year. And my personal opinion is it looks absolutely amazing, the outcome of this road mapping session. There's also an important body called the Project Governing Board, the PGB. So it sits within the Oasis, and it makes sure that the project charter, which was defined at the time of inception of the protocol, is adhered to, is followed to the T. They are part of all key decisions related to the protocol and the way the community is managed. So extremely important stakeholder there. Uncle Sam sort of they take care. They take care of, yeah. They're the ones. They're the sentinels, I would say. So that's the overall operations of the open source community behind baseline protocol. As I said again, how you can get involved. You can click on this link, which is the first link, main communication. You can join our teams. Then you can get a link to the Slack community. If you go to our website, which I mentioned is absolutely revamped now, baseline-protocol.org, you will see all these links. There's tons of technical documentation which I've personally gone through. It helped me a lot ramp up on this knowledge. This all code is available. It's all open source, and the latest updates are tweeted, as well as we do these shows on YouTube, so that's why the YouTube links here. But all TSC members in general are very active on Twitter and LinkedIn, so you can feel free to follow and like and share the updates related uh, to baseline that we constantly keep posting and sharing with the community, large community. With that, I come to the most important slide of the deck. I think this is the one which I love the most. I think Sonal has spent tons and tons of time and effort on creating this slide and putting together all the links which lie here. So just make sure that you go through these links and explore the documents. If you are a coder, you can go through the repo, look at code, start contributing. You can also read the standard if you're a standards buff. If you're game, then you can just go and read the standards, and the specification, which is currently under ratification. And then of course there are these touch points which are out there for you to make sure that you get involved and you are always informed about the happenings in baseline protocol. Extremely important when you see the baseline show in India as well, and the US, which is happening Wednesdays. India one is now happening on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Do not forget that. Of course, you can also watch all of these on YouTube at any time. But we do these live shows just to make sure that community members can join, ask questions, make comments, and in general, stay informed. All right. So with that, I come to the end of the presentation. There are tons of FAQs here. I'm sure if you're watching this, then you're already aware of what transpired in bringing Baseline to life, and of course, what are the rules around joining teams and participating in teams and making contributions. So one important one which I want to talk about here is, does baselining require Ethereum? So, as you would have seen, the people, the companies, the foundation which is involved, it all relates to Ethereum. But since it is an open source effort, it's not really necessary to use Ethereum. Any CCSM conforming to the standard can be used. So CCSMs are consensus controlled state machines, and any node which is conforming to the standard specifications which are laid down, which it is linked on the previous slide, you can go and verify. So then you can start using it. So that's where we are currently. You see our contacts. You see, of course, Sonal is the project manager, and then there are the Oasis contacts, Carol and Claudia. They're doing a fantastic job on helping us set things up and take them to market, and we mature each day, each week that we run this community. So if you're watching us and if you're watching us in future, today or in future, you're most welcome to join the community. I wholeheartedly welcome you and invite you to join the community and start participating. So that's where we are with the deck. I will stop sharing my screen now, and I hope that today's walkthrough of the deck has been slightly helpful or encouraging for you to join the community and start contributing to Baseline. With that, I will come to the end of today's show. I originally planned for a 30-minute show, but since we don't have interactivity, we don't have Mark today, we don't have any other guest today, I would like to wrap it up right now. But make sure that you subscribe to this channel, you follow us on Twitter, and you do follow the Baseline Show every Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm going to make sure that we do this via all my social media platforms, my social media handles, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, etc. Please also make sure to share when we create these events and when we start announcing guests. So a lot of really high value guests coming very soon, and these episodes will be perfectly timed with the events happening within the community and the releases going out. Um, Okay, one last thing before I sign off for today. Do check out the Battleship demo. That is I just love the completeness of the whole package, which is delivered by the core devs who were behind delivering the Battleship demo. So Battleship demo has got a complete implementation. It's got a complete demonstration video. It's got a complete blog post, which is on our website. So do check out Battleship. You can use Battleship to understand zero knowledge proofs. You can also use Battleship implementation to teach others zero knowledge proofs. But don't forget to give attribution if you use our material to teach ZKPs to anybody. Well, with that, I wrap up today's baseline show in India. Thank you so much, guys, who made it to the live session. And if you're watching this in future, kudos to you. Congratulations on joining the community, and I welcome you to a bright and lucrative association with baselining. This is Samrat signing off.